markets at this point in time? We have a company lined up.
Oh yes, we do. In fact, it was a subdued quarter for Techno Electric and Engineering. The company's net profit slipped over 70% on a sequential basis, while the revenue and EBITDA also saw a decline. The company has also sold off 37 megawatts of its 112 megawatts of wind power assets in Tamil Nadu for a near 160 crores. PP Gupta, who's the MD of Techno Electric and Engineering, joins us now. Mr. Gupta, there was a big decline in your revenues this time around. Can you tell us what the expectation is as we move along? You're sitting on an order book of around 4,000 odd crores. What is the kind of order visibility that you have?
Ma'am, I think these kind of times we have never seen in our sector. There is so much of reforms happening now. The government is come out with the Electricity Act amendment just a month back, and the stress is on making DISCOMs more stable financially, generators being paid in time, consumers being given a choice of power supplier and open access and whatnot. So a lot of things are happening at RDSS scheme where they have allocated 3 lakh crore. The stress is mostly on putting AMI solutions, strengthening the networks, and as well as making India carbon free, like a lot of happening on pollution control side, renewable power side, and I will say that all sectors are buzzing.
But Mr. Gupta, when you are talking about all sectors doing really well, demand also doing good for you, Q3 was a subdued quarter. Your EPC margins contracted by 130 basis points to 12.2%. Can you tell us what happened here? Will you see a recovery in Q4? And you've trimmed your revenue guidance as well. Can you tell us what was it earlier? How much have you trimmed it by? And do you expect this weakness to continue, or FY24 will see some recovery?
I will say this is a one-time blip, basically, which is more of a supply chain issue, where still the semiconductors, electronic components, and GIS modules in 765 kV are not easily available in the market, and they are little stressed. So, but the EBITDA level shrink is basically because our company is transforming. We are bringing in a lot more new talent to cater to data centers, to cater to AMI. So it is a transforming stage, and basically top line being a bit low in this quarter. So obviously overheads have eaten up around 1.5 bits, but that won't be the case in Q4. We are sure Q4 will easily achieve and make up whatever we have lost in Q3.
Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted to touch upon, a sequential recovery. You've said that Q3 was probably a one-off and Q4 will look better. Will it be completely normal, in line with what your expectations are? Or do you think that you will still continue to be hit with supply chain disruptions?
No, ma'am. You see, supply chain is a bit stressed, but we are definitely tied up better with the vendors, backed up by a lot of financial arrangements with them. So we have definitely programs. So we are likely to do better than normal in Q4, and we will make up the loss of under CR top line in Q4.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Gupta, you also spoke about your wind assets and selling your non-core assets as well. The one that you sold in this quarter, 450 crore rupees, I think is the valuation. Correct me if I'm wrong there. What is your plan with respect to non-core assets and divestment there? Is there more in the pipeline? And what does it take your cash levels to?
No, time being, this completes our divestment as of now. And in future, as we create data centers, there will be the assets available to us for partnerships or divestments. The cash level in the company by now is almost 1200 CR plus, but we should close the year with almost about 1400 to 1500 CR.
Can you give us an update on the Afghanistan project? What is the status over there?
I will say that the local government have more or less now realized that ADB and World Bank are not going to come back because of their human rights challenges on their tables. So they are talking to us to revive these projects now in rupee payment. Between Government of India versus Government of Afghanistan. They have identified 3 projects which are catering to Central Asia and not limited to Afghanistan. But our project is relatively strategic to them, and it is more than 80% complete. So it makes all the sense for them to complete it at the earliest. I'm sure the project should take off by May, June and be completed by before end of 24.
Okay. Mr. Gupta, that's on Afghanistan. A lot of the companies have been facing problems in terms of receivables there, and that's understandable. But you mentioned that your cash levels will probably go up to 1,400 crores. Correct me if I'm wrong and I mistook that figure. If it is such, what is your plan of utilization of that cash on books? Are you probably going to deploy it in terms of M&A? Are you going to deploy it in terms of rewarding shareholders? Are you plying it back into the company?
Ma'am, it is definitely a money belonging to the investors in the company, and they will definitely be multiply rewarded. But this money is also facilitating our going forward business under TOTEX model. Like AMI is happening under TOTEX model, and I see in very near future more projects should also start happening under TOTEX model, where all these financially strong companies will be better placed over others, I will say, going forward. So cash is king in our industry in near future. That's what I can see. I see a very strong traction next 3 to 5 years.
Okay, just last one question. You were looking for a JV partner for your data center, someone in the US and Singapore. Have you finalized anything? What kind of equity are you willing to sell in your data center business?
Ma'am, we are in a silence period with 2 of them, where we have signed NDAs. And as the asset is progressing towards completion, more interest is rising, and every day you see in media something or the other is talking about data centers and requirements and capacity building in our country. So I see a good, excellent scope to get a very strong partner in the near future.
Okay.
Maybe another 3 months.
Okay, all right. We will let you go on that note. Thanks a lot for joining in. Let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we will focus on the buzzing stocks. Stocks are reacting to a lot of news flow. Do stay tuned in.